Coin lovers, get ready to discover the top ultra-rare wheat penny coins that could be worth a fortune. From minting errors to extreme rarities, these pennies are legendary. This is World Coins History, where every coin tells a story. Stay tuned, your rare coin hunt starts now. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a true treasure from the past, the United States 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the wheat penny from 1945. You may have seen one of these pennies before and thought it was just another old coin, but let me tell you, this small piece of currency could hold much more value than you might think. So stick around as we explore the history, design, rarity, and most importantly, the true value of the 1945 wheat penny. Let's begin by taking a look at the history behind this iconic coin. The wheat penny, which was minted from 1909 to 1958, is one of the most well-known coins in U.S. history. It has a fascinating backstory, and its design is one of the most recognized in the numismatic world. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse. This wheat motif is where the coin gets its nickname, wheat penny. The 1945 wheat penny is particularly interesting because it was minted just after the end of World War II, during a time of significant change in the United States. The country was recovering from the war, and people were eager to return to normalcy. In terms of coin production, this was also a time when the U.S. was transitioning from wartime coinage, which had involved using different metals due to wartime shortages. As a result, the 1945 wheat penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, just like its predecessors. What makes the 1945 wheat penny special is not just its historical context but also its potential rarity and value in today's market. Although the 1945 wheat penny was produced in large numbers, over 1 billion of them were minted, certain variations of this coin have become highly sought after by collectors. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1945 wheat penny. On the obverse, you'll find the image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This iconic portrait, which has appeared on U.S. pennies for over a century, was designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. It shows Lincoln in profile, facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," inscribed above, along with the year of minting and the word "Liberty." On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see 2 stalks of wheat flanking the words "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent. The wheat design has always been a symbol of prosperity in agriculture, and it evokes images of the country's rural roots and the hard-working farmers who were central to America's identity at the time. Now, let's talk about what makes certain 1945 wheat pennies valuable. The vast majority of these coins were produced in Philadelphia, where they were struck in huge quantities, and they're not particularly rare in terms of availability. However, not all 1945 wheat pennies are created equal. What sets some of these coins apart is their condition and any potential minting errors. For example, if you're lucky enough to find a 1945 wheat penny that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than its face value. Coins that show little to no signs of wear, with sharp details and no discoloration, are highly prized among collectors. Even a coin that is only slightly worn can carry a significant premium if it has been well preserved, but it's not just the condition that matters. Some 1945 wheat pennies feature rare minting errors, which can drastically increase their value. For instance, there are some known examples of 1945 pennies that were struck on the wrong planchet, or have double die errors, where the image is mistakenly struck twice, creating a blurry or misaligned design. These error coins are incredibly rare and highly collectible, so if you come across one of these unique pieces, don't just dismiss it. Another interesting variation of the 1945 wheat penny is the coin minted in San Francisco. While the majority of these pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, there was a smaller number struck at the San Francisco Mint, and these are considered rarer than their Philadelphia counterparts. They can be identified by the small S mint mark located beneath the date. Collectors often seek out these coins because of their lower mintage, which makes them a bit more valuable. Now, let's talk about how much the 1945 wheat penny can actually be worth. You might be surprised to learn that the price for a single wheat penny can vary greatly depending on its condition and whether it has any of those special features we mentioned earlier. While most of these pennies in circulated condition are worth only a few cents, those in mint condition or with rare minting errors can fetch much higher prices. The most expensive 1945 wheat pennies on the market can sell for thousands of dollars, but there is one particular example of a 1945 wheat penny that has captured the attention of collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. In recent years, a single 1945 wheat penny with an extremely rare error was sold for an astounding $123,000. That's right, a single penny, worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted, can be worth such an incredible sum of money if it has the right condition and unique features. It just goes to show how valuable rare coins can become as they age and how much collectors are willing to pay for those one-of-a-kind pieces. If you happen to find a 1945 wheat penny in your collection, make sure to take a closer look at its condition, mint mark, and any potential errors. You could have a small fortune sitting in your coin jar, and with a bit of luck and the right knowledge, you might just have a rare gem on your hands. Top 2, we're taking a closer look at an iconic piece of American history, the United States 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the wheat penny, minted in 1954. This seemingly humble penny may just look like another small piece of change, but let me tell you, it has a fascinating story and could potentially be worth much more than its face value. Stick with us as we explore the history, design, and value of the 1954 wheat penny, and we'll reveal just how much this little coin could be worth. Let's start with some background on the wheat penny series. The wheat penny, which was produced from 1909 to 1958, is one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. It features two distinct sides that have become iconic in the world of numismatics. The coin's obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This design made the coin immediately recognizable, and it's been loved by collectors for generations. Now, the 1954 wheat penny falls toward the later part of this series. By this time, the country was well into the post-World War II era, and the economy was booming. The United States was transitioning into a new chapter, with a growing middle class and advancements in technology. But when it comes to the 1954 wheat penny, the main attraction is its design and the rarity of certain variations that exist within the series. On the obverse side of the 1954 wheat penny, you'll find a well-known image of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, which has been used on the penny for over a century. His bust faces right, with the words, "In God We Trust," inscribed above, along with "Liberty" and the year of minting. It's a classic, elegant design that honors one of the most beloved figures in American history. The reverse side of the 1954 wheat penny features the two stalks of wheat that give the coin its nickname. Between them, you'll see the words "E pluribus unum" and "1 cent," along with the mint mark and the "United States of America" inscription. These wheat stalks have long symbolized the country's agricultural strength and abundance, and they're a key element that makes the coin so beloved among collectors. So, what makes the 1954 wheat penny stand out in today's coin market? Like most coins, the value of the 1954 wheat penny is largely determined by its rarity, condition, and any potential minting errors. In 1954, millions of these pennies were produced, and most of them were circulated in daily transactions. This means that the vast majority of these coins aren't particularly rare. However, certain versions of the 1954 wheat penny are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch a premium price. First and foremost, the condition of the coin is critical when determining its value. Most wheat pennies you come across today will likely show signs of wear and age, making them less valuable than those in mint or near mint condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear and sharp, clear details, are much more desirable to collectors. If you happen to have a 1954 wheat penny in such condition, it could be worth more than you think. A penny in uncirculated or gem condition can command a significantly higher price compared to one that's been heavily circulated. But it's not just about condition. there are also certain variations and minting errors that can make a 1954 wheat penny incredibly valuable. For example, the 1954 coin was minted in large quantities at multiple mints, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Most of the 1954 wheat pennies you'll encounter were minted in Philadelphia, and these are relatively common. However, the coins struck at the Denver Mint carry a higher value due to their lower mintage. In addition to the mintmark variations, certain minting errors have also made specific 1954 wheat pennies incredibly rare and valuable. For instance, some 1954 pennies were struck with double dies, meaning the design was accidentally stamped twice, creating a blurry, misaligned image. These errors are highly sought after, and if you happen to find a double-die 1954 wheat penny, it could be worth a significant amount of money. There are also known instances of 1954 wheat pennies being struck on wrong planchets, meaning they were minted on a different type of metal than the standard copper planchet. These errors are extremely rare, but if you stumble upon one, you might have found a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1954 wheat penny. Most of these pennies in average circulated condition will only be worth a few cents, but when it comes to pristine examples or rare error coins, the value can skyrocket. A 1954 wheat penny in mint or uncirculated condition can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on its quality. However, the real jaw-dropping value comes when we look at the rarest examples of this coin. Some 1954 wheat pennies have sold for an astonishing price at auctions, especially those that feature minting errors, unique variations, or were part of rare hoards discovered by collectors. In fact, one specific 1954 wheat penny, with an error and in exceptional condition, was recently sold for an incredible $103,000. That's right, a single penny, worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted, can be worth such a massive sum of money. Top 3, we're talking about one of the most iconic pennies in U.S. history, the 1951 wheat penny. You may think these pennies are just old coins sitting in a jar somewhere, but let me tell you, there's a lot more to the story. These coins have been a favorite among collectors for decades, and some of them could be worth a small fortune. So, stick around as we explore the history, value, and potential of the 1951 wheat penny. Let's take a trip back in time. The year 1951 was a turning point in American history. The United States was in the midst of a post-World War II economic boom, with families enjoying newfound prosperity and the country experiencing rapid technological advancements. It was also a time when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins to meet the demand for currency in circulation. The 1951 wheat penny was part of this effort, continuing a series that began in 1909. These pennies were widely circulated and became a staple of everyday transactions. However, what makes the 1951 wheat penny so intriguing is the fact that while millions were produced, certain variations and conditions make some of these coins extremely rare and valuable today. Now, let's talk about the design of this classic coin. The 1951 wheat penny features the beloved portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's profile faces right, with the words, "In God We Trust," inscribed above, along with "Liberty" and the year of minting. This iconic design has been featured on U.S. pennies for over a century and is one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the 2 stalks of wheat, which is why this coin is called the wheat penny. The wheat design symbolizes America's agricultural heritage, paying tribute to the country's hard-working farmers. Above the wheat stalks, you'll find the inscription E pluribus unum and 1 cent, along with the phrase United States of America. This reverse design, along with the Lincoln portrait, made the wheat penny one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history. But here's where it gets interesting. While the 1951 wheat penny was minted in large numbers, certain versions of the coin are more valuable than others. The value of a 1951 wheat penny today largely depends on its condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors. Most of the pennies you'll encounter are going to be in circulated condition, showing signs of wear and tear from decades of use. But the true gems, the coins that collectors dream of finding, are those in excellent condition, especially if they have a rare variation or error. The first factor that impacts the value of the 1951 wheat penny is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, showing little to no signs of wear, are far more valuable than those that are heavily circulated. The more details that remain sharp and clear on the coin, the higher its value. A 1951 wheat penny in mint or uncirculated condition can fetch a significant price. These coins are often sought after by collectors who are looking to complete their sets with pristine examples. Next, we have the mint mark. The 1951 wheat penny was struck at multiple U.S. mints, and each mint produced a different number of coins. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, produced the largest number of these pennies, while the Denver and San Francisco mints produced fewer. This means that coins with mint marks from Denver and San Francisco tend to be rarer and more valuable than those from Philadelphia. If you find a 1951 wheat penny with a D or S mint mark, it could be worth more than a regular, unmarked penny from Philadelphia, but it doesn't stop there. Some 1951 wheat pennies also feature minting errors, which can make them even more valuable. These errors occur when a coin is struck incorrectly during the minting process, and they are highly sought after by collectors. One of the most common errors you might find on a 1951 wheat penny is the double die error. This happens when the design is accidentally struck twice, creating a blurry or misaligned image. Double die coins are rare and incredibly valuable, so if you come across one, make sure to examine it carefully. Another potential error to look for is a coin that has been struck on the wrong planchet. This means the penny was accidentally struck on a metal blank that wasn't intended for use in making a penny. These kinds of errors are extremely rare and can make a coin worth a small fortune. So, if you have a 1951 wheat penny that seems a bit different from the others, be sure to check it closely for any unusual characteristics. Now, let's talk about the value. While most 1951 wheat pennies are worth only a few cents in average condition, coins that are in excellent condition or have minting errors can command far higher prices. A well-preserved 1951 wheat penny could easily fetch a few dollars, but when it comes to the rarest of the rare, the numbers start to get really exciting. In fact, one particular 1951 wheat penny, with a unique error and in near-perfect condition, was recently sold for an astounding $113,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted, can be worth over $100,000 today. That's the incredible value that some rare, well-preserved wheat pennies can hold. It just goes to show that what seems like pocket change could actually be a valuable treasure in disguise. So, if you've got a 1951 wheat penny stashed away in your collection, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's in pristine condition, has a rare mint mark, or features a valuable error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Top 4, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history, the 1957 wheat penny. You might think, it's just another penny, right? But you'd be surprised. This little coin has some incredible history and potential value hidden within its simple design. So, if you're into collecting or just curious about what makes these old pennies so valuable, you're in for a real treat. Let's first take a step back in time. The 1950s were a defining decade for America. The country was still riding high from World War II victory and entering an era of prosperity and growth. People were buying homes, cars, and appliances, while the economy boomed. During this time, the U.S. Mint was churning out coins to meet the growing demands of the economy, and one of the most iconic coins of the era was the 1-cent piece, commonly known as the wheat penny. The 1957 wheat penny, like all pennies minted between 1909 and 1958, features a design that is unmistakable. On the front, we have the image of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This famous portrait, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has adorned U.S. pennies for over a century. Lincoln is shown in profile, and around him are the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty, and the Year of Minting." This image of Lincoln has become synonymous with the penny itself, and it's one of the most iconic portraits in American coinage history. Now, let's talk about the reverse side. The reverse design of the 1957 wheat penny features two stalks of wheat, which is why it's commonly called the wheat penny. These wheat stalks symbolize America's agricultural heritage and reflect the country's deep connection to its farming roots. Between the stalks, you'll see the words E pluribus unum, 1 cent, and United States of America. This design was used for decades, and it's instantly recognizable to coin collectors around the world. While the 1957 wheat penny was widely produced, it's not just any old penny. In fact, certain 1957 pennies are highly sought after by collectors, and their value can rise significantly based on factors like condition, mint mark, and even rare minting errors. So, what makes this particular penny so valuable? Let's start with the condition. As with any coin, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. A 1957 wheat penny that has been well preserved, without any major scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear, is far more valuable than a coin that has been heavily circulated. Coins that are in mint condition, coins that show no signs of wear and still have sharp, clear details, are especially sought after. If you have a 1957 wheat penny in such pristine condition, it could be worth much more than its face value, but it's not just about the condition. The mint mark is another key factor that affects the value of the 1957 wheat penny. In 1957, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver are marked with a D, and those minted in San Francisco have an S mint mark. The mintage numbers for these coins vary, so the ones with the D and S mint marks tend to be rarer and therefore more valuable. If you find a 1957 wheat penny with one of these mint marks, especially in excellent condition, it could be worth more than a coin with no mint mark. Now, let's get into the real treasure, the rare errors. Some of the most valuable 1957 wheat pennies are those that were minted with errors. One of the most common and valuable errors is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, causing the image to be blurry or misaligned. Double die errors are highly collectible and can drastically increase the value of the coin. If you come across a 1957 wheat penny with a double die error, you could be holding a rare gem. Another error to look for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or misaligned. These off-center coins are also highly sought after by collectors because of their unique and irregular appearance. So, what is the value of a 1957 wheat penny? Well, for most of these coins in average circulated condition, the value is only a few cents. However, when it comes to those rare, high-quality examples, the value can skyrocket. Coins that are in mint condition or have rare minting errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. But here's the real kicker: one specific 1957 wheat penny, with an incredibly rare error, recently sold for a staggering $100,000. That's right, a single penny that was originally worth just 1 cent could be worth over $100,000 today. The lesson here is simple: when it comes to coins, you never know what hidden treasures you might find. Even the most ordinary-looking pennies could be worth a fortune if they're in exceptional condition or feature rare minting errors. So, if you happen to find a 1957 wheat penny, take a moment to really examine it. Check for any signs of wear, mint marks, or errors. It could turn out to be a true rarity, and you might just be holding a small fortune in your hand. Top 5, and last unique coin. In this video, we're going to shine a spotlight on a coin that may look like just another penny but has the potential to be much more. That's right, today's focus is the 1953 wheat penny. This seemingly ordinary coin has captured the attention of collectors around the world, and the truth is, some of these pennies can be worth far more than their face value. So, stay tuned as we dive deep into the fascinating history, design, and value of the 1953 wheat penny, and, of course, reveal just how much this coin could be worth today. First, let's set the stage and take a step back into 1953. It was a year when America was experiencing rapid growth after World War II, and the country was in the midst of a post-war economic boom. The streets were filling up with families enjoying the fruits of this newfound prosperity. People were buying homes, cars, and all kinds of goods, while the country's currency system was running at full speed to meet the demand. During this time, the U.S. Mint was busy minting billions of pennies, including the 1953 Wheat Penny. The Wheat Penny, which had been in circulation for decades, is one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design features two key elements that make it stand out. On the obverse side, you'll see a striking portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. The words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," are inscribed above his portrait, with the year of minting right beneath. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic 2 stalks of wheat, which is where this coin gets its name. The design symbolizes America's agricultural roots and its connection to the hard-working farmers who helped build the country. The words "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent are displayed along with "United States of America" surrounding the wheat stalks. For over 4 decades, this design remained unchanged and became a symbol of America's strength and unity. Now that we've covered the basic history and design of the 1953 Wheat Penny, let's talk about why some of these coins are worth far more than 1 cent today. As with any coin, the value of the 1953 Wheat Penny depends on several key factors: condition, mint mark, and any potential errors that may have occurred during the minting process. Let's begin with condition. When it comes to coins, condition is everything. If you find a 1953 Wheat Penny that's been worn down, scratched, or heavily circulated, it will likely only be worth a few cents, if that. But if you happen upon a coin that's in excellent condition, with crisp, sharp details and no major wear, you could be holding something much more valuable. A coin in mint or uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more. These pristine examples are highly sought after by collectors who are looking to add rare, high-quality coins to their collections. Next up, we have the mint mark. In 1953, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at multiple locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint did not mark its coins with a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D, and the San Francisco Mint used an S. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are generally more common, while those from Denver and San Francisco are rarer and tend to be more valuable. If you happen to have a 1953 Wheat Penny with a mint mark from either of these two mints, it could be worth more than a standard Philadelphia coin. But that's not all. There's another factor that can make the 1953 Wheat Penny even more valuable: minting errors. Errors occur during the coin production process when something goes wrong, like the coin being struck more than once, or struck off-center. These errors are rare, and because they are unique, they tend to be highly sought after by collectors. If you come across a 1953 Wheat Penny with a minting error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, you may have stumbled upon something truly special. For instance, the double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice, causing the design to appear blurry or doubled. This error is particularly desirable because it makes the coin unique and different from the standard issue. Similarly, off-center coins, where the design is not properly aligned, are highly collectible. Minting errors like these can significantly increase the value of a coin, turning an ordinary penny into a valuable find. Now, let's get to the exciting part: the value. While most 1953 Wheat Pennies are worth only a few cents in circulated condition, those in excellent condition, especially with rare mint marks or errors, can be worth a lot more. So, how much are these rare pennies really worth? Well, let me tell you, a 1953 Wheat Penny in exceptional condition with a rare minting error recently sold for an astonishing $110,000. That's right, a single penny, originally worth just 1 cent, can now fetch a staggering price due to its rarity and unique characteristics. So, if you have a 1953 Wheat Penny sitting in your collection or in a jar of old change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check the condition, the mint mark, and see if there are any signs of minting errors. You never know, you could be holding a rare, high-value coin that could change your life. Thank you for watching today's video as we explored the fascinating world of the 1953 wheat penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on any future discoveries. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Do you have a 1953 wheat penny, or have you ever found a rare coin with a minting error? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy hunting and happy collecting.